Hey there, I'm Dawson. Thanks for joining me in church today. We're in the middle of a series called Tough Stuff. That's anything that might feel scary, difficult, or hard. We all go through some tough stuff in life. So we're gonna look at some people in the Bible who went through tough stuff too. Today, our story is about 3 people actually, and their names are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I know, try and say that 10 times in a row. These guys are known for the tough thing they went through. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with fire. We're gonna get to that story in just a bit, but the most important thing that we're gonna see is that God has a good plan for them, even though they went through something really hard and scary. That reminds me of our Bible verse, which talks about the good plans God has for us. It's found in Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope." Get ready to stand up and sing and dance to that song right now.
For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope.
I love that song. It makes me think about the times that I've gone through some tough stuff and how God still has a plan even when things felt hard. And God has a plan for you. That plan to give you a future and a hope. That word hope means you will expect that God will do something good. That's something we can count on. It might not be good right away or in the way we expect, but we can believe God will make all things good because ultimately, He promises all things will be made perfect in heaven. Now we're gonna watch our Bible story about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and the fiery furnace. As you watch, check out this tough situation these friends found themselves in and what happened next. Watch this.
Stories of the Bible, the fiery furnace. There once were 3 Jewish men named Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Hey!
When they were very young, they were taken from Israel to live in a place called Babylon. At that time, the king of Babylon was a man named Nebuchadnezzar.
That's it. Almost there.
And he made a gold statue that was 90 feet tall.
Perfect.
The king sent a message for everyone to come to the dedication of his statue. When everyone had assembled, it was declared that people of all races, nations, and languages would bow before the statue and worship King Nebuchadnezzar's statue when they heard the sound of musical instruments. If anyone refused, they would be thrown into a fiery furnace. So at the sound of the musical instruments, all the people bowed to the ground and worshiped. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did not, because they were Jewish and would only bow to the one true God. Some of the wise men of Babylon went to the king and told him that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow to the statue.
What?
This made the king very angry, and he asked Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego if it was true that they would not bow to the statue. Then he said he would give them one more chance to bow down, and if they did not bow, they will be thrown into the fire. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied that they didn't need to defend themselves against the king. They said, "If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up." The king was so angry with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego that he commanded the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter than usual. Then he ordered Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be bound and thrown in the fire. The fire was so hot that it killed the soldiers that threw them in. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell into the flames. But suddenly, the king jumped up and said to his advisors, "Didn't we tie up 3 men and throw them in the furnace?" The advisors said, "Yes." But the king said, "Look, I see 4 men walking around the fire, and the 4th looks like a god." Then the king shouted to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, "Come out!" So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire, and everyone saw that the fire had not touched them. They didn't even smell of smoke. Then Nebuchadnezzar praised the one true God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who had rescued them from the fire. And the king made a new command that anyone who spoke a word against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would be greatly punished. Then he promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in his court. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego trusted in God and were willing to die rather than worship any god but their own God.
That story was amazing. The king told everyone they must bow down and worship the statue, but Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego knew God said that was wrong and that we should put no other god before him. So what did these 3 friends do? While everyone around them bowed down to the king's statue, they made the right choice and did not worship the statue, even though it meant the king would have to throw them in a fiery furnace. But did you see what happens next? God protected them. Not even one hair on their head was burnt. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego followed God and made the right choice even in a tough situation. That reminds me of today's big idea. When stuff is tough, I can make the right choice. Now, I don't know about you, but if I knew I would be thrown into the fire, I might have a hard time making the right choice. We're going to learn more about what it means to make the right choice in today's episode of Verses. And of course, we'll see Matt and Abby go head-to-head in an avocado brawl. Let's check it out.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm Abby.
And we've been friends for years. And we're always looking for new ways to one-up each other.
Over the course of this series, we're going to take on challenges to make new memories and win. Well, win nothing, but it sure is going to be a great time.
Yes, this is Versus. welcome back to another episode of Versus. Since I won last week, I get to pick this week's challenge, and I got a little game called Throw Avocado for Christmas, and I've been looking for a chance to try it out. This game combines two of my favorite things, card games and dodgeball.
Wait. Matt, are you telling me we're going to have to throw these avocados at each other? I mean, they're so cute and squishy. I don't know if I can.
I know, they're super adorable, but when we throw it at each other, it's gonna be so awesome. You see, the object of the game is to get 3 of a kind in order to rack up points. But there are some special avocado cards mixed in, and when you get 3 of those, you have to quickly grab one of these cute, squishy avocados and throw it at your opponent. But the catch is, while we are passing cards back and forth, you really have to be careful that you make the right choice when deciding which cards to keep and which cards to discard. Even a split-second choice could cost you the game. Does that make sense?
I think so.
All right, well then let's get started. Let's take these guys out. Oh. Man, this is harder than I thought. Come on, oh, there we go. Avocados!
Oh, look at them.
They're so
cute and squishy.
Oh my gosh, they're so soft.
Yeah, I wonder if it actually hurt if you threw it at somebody.
Oh! Yes, Abby, they do hurt. No headshots. So discard one, draw one. I just need one
I got
more. 2 puffins, 2 turkeys. I need a moose goose. Oh no, I discarded the moose goose. I needed it. Oh, here we go. Woo! Moose goose for a point. Now to draw 3 new cards. Get rid of this one. Ooh, double brawl! Woo! You get an avocado boo-boo. I'm close to getting another double brawl.
Puffin!
Oh, dang, are you winning right now?
Yes, I am.
Oh, whoa! How did you get so many? Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Terrible. I need a muffin puffin.
Yes, 3 avocado double
No! Stop! My other eye! I said no headshots.
I made no promises.
If I get one more boo-boo, I lose. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. Just need one more card. Come on, turkey. I need a turkey. Need the points.
I finally have 3 cards for an avocado double brawl. Matt, put your cards down. Let's brawl.
What? But how did that happen? I just needed one more card. Wait, you said brawl. Oh my gosh, I think I just gave you that card.
Sorry, buddy. Looks like you made the wrong choice, but unlike you, I made the right choice. And I have 3 avocado brawls. So let's brawl. Turn around.
Okay. Well,
back to back.
Okay.
Ready?
You're okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, man, my chest. Oh, man, why do you throw so hard?
Got ya.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man, it hurts so bad.
Does this mean I win?
Yes.
Yay, I win. Where's my belt?
Oh, here you go. This glorious prize for you.
So great.
Ta-da!
Look at that.
Champion.
So fun. Yay! Since I won this week, it's my turn to share a few words of wisdom. Now, you may call it beginner's luck, but I think in the end, I really won the game because I made the right call with my card play. I only had a second to choose the right card, and I did, and that helped me win. That reminds me about a story in the Bible. In the book of Daniel, we see 3 young men who had to make a choice too. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were put in a very tough position when King Nebuchadnezzar ordered them to bow to a golden statue. They couldn't and wouldn't bow down to a golden statue because they worshiped the one true God. Even though they were ordered to, and even though everyone else bowed, and even though they knew the consequence was death, they still made the right choice. They even recognized that it was possible that God wouldn't rescue them. None of that mattered because they knew God said to worship no other God but Him. And everything God says is true and good and right. Because they would not bow down, the king stayed true to his word and threw all 3 of them into the fiery furnace. But God did something amazing because of their faith. The fiery furnace did nothing to harm them. Not even a hair was burned on their heads. Our tough stuff probably won't be like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego's, but there will be times when we will have to make a choice too. In fact, there will probably be a time where everyone around us is making the wrong choice. What do we do then? Do we do what is right, or do we do what everyone else is doing? Think back to our Bible story. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego didn't give in to the peer pressure. They knew it was wrong. They would only bow and worship to the one true king, God. The king was so amazed by what he saw that he praised God. In the end, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were rewarded with important jobs in Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom. Talk about setting an example. Next time you are faced with a choice, remember this Bible story. This same God who protected Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire is our God too. And you know what? They decided they would do what was right even before they were saved. They wanted to honor God no matter what. We can choose to have that same faith and decide to do what's right. And if you haven't made that choice yet to follow God, then let today be the day you make that choice. Because God has made a way for that to be possible. That way is through his son, Jesus. Jesus came to earth as a baby to live the perfect life. He never made a wrong choice, ever. Yet he was put to death. The amazing thing is the story didn't end there. God's power raised Jesus from the dead. All that was for you and for me so we could be forgiven and be in God's family. So tell God you know you've made wrong choices before and that you're sorry. You ask God to forgive you. You tell him you want to try every day to follow him and do what he says is right. When you pray this, you are forgiven and you are in God's family. That is something worth celebrating. So if you made that choice today, be sure to tell someone about it. Maybe even let us know at Saddleback Kids too. That's it for today's message, but we'll be back next week with more. Thanks so much for tuning into Verses, and remember, when life throws avocados at you, make guacamole. See you next week. Bye.
That was awesome. I've got to try that game. Abby won this week because she ultimately chose the right cards to help send them to a final brawl. Who would have thought that her victory would come in the form of an avocado brawl? Now, avocado battles weren't exactly the type of tough stuff I was imagining. So you may be going through some tough stuff at home or at school or with your friends. Maybe you see some of your friends making the wrong choice and you aren't sure what choice you should make. Well, you can start by remembering the tough choice Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego made when everyone around them was bowing down to the statue. The God that was there with them in the fire is the same God that can be here with you today. You can choose to believe in him. If you've never done that, maybe today you can make the best choice to believe in Jesus and ask him to be the Lord of your life. Maybe you'd like to pray about that choice or even talk to a parent or an adult you trust today about what that means for you. You can know that God has a good plan for you and he loves you. Well, friends, it has been so great hanging out, singing, and learning about the story of the fiery furnace with you today. And remember, when you're going through tough stuff, you can make the right choice. And hey, we'd love to see you in person too. So check out our campus locations and find a Saddleback Kids near you. Don't forget, we have some awesome activity sheets, coloring pages, and even some stuff for your parents online at saddlebackkids.com. Check it out, and we'll see you here next week. Bye!